of course I'm going to check out a game titled Daisy Trains. That is straight up my alley in just a clever use of words making a somewhat cheeky reference. But after I started playing the game, I realized, oh, the cheekiness doesn't just end with what it's called. This is a very good train management game that adds a couple twists that I really like. How you play it is very simple. All you need is your mouse's left click and right click and WASD to expand your vast train empire. But you're going to have to manage that empire in a very interesting way. Let's start with the basics. Your left click is how you place things. On the side of your screen, left side specifically, you have your rails, you have your train, you have your stations, and then your way to get rid of the train, because that's just a little bit different. How you do that for the rails is you click and drag. Now this is just a tiny bit fiddly. Sometimes it can not go the way you want it, but with its right click, you can just immediately erase whatever is placed. So let's finish that little loop up. We're going to then click on our stations. We're going to put one here where the cargo is fully loaded with pickup. Then we're going to place another station and click it again to create a drop-off point. We then have the train. We're going to place it on the tracks, and it's going to go around on its own, picking up and dropping off cargo. Pretty simple start as we move on. However, this is only the beginning, because as we fill up this next station, wait for it, there we go. We now use our WASD, arrow keys too? No, just the WASD, to pan around a very large blank map. See, this game expands quite rapidly as you fill out more and more stations. So we now go over and highlight the next area here, and we are given a totally new set of rails, trains, and stations. Some of these are limited to make the puzzle element of this game of placing tracks quite interesting. Some later areas are really tricksy, but early on, that's not really what you're going to be worrying about. So if we then make our... Ooh, I did that. No, I did not do that wrong. We just do this, angle it up. I'm trying to remember early game stuff here because it's been a second. We turn all of those into pickup and drop-off points in the correct direction. We then put our train down, and the next area goes. Like I'm saying, or I was saying, this is a very easy concept to pick up and manage with its puzzle elements of placing rails. However, the second element of this game is where it actually really shines, because you are going to have to eventually deal with a overclogging of supply and demand. See, right now, boom, the pink drop-off point is now completely filled up, and the new area has been opened, and we have new places to go, and so on and so forth. However, as you've noticed, the previous areas are still running with the trains on them, and the cargo is still being moved around. And the previous train that we just placed here is all full on pink cargo with nowhere to put it. So, until we deal with the overstock of the pink drop-off that we just did with the other map, we are never going to unlock the yellow station unlock for down here. And as the map expands, and as the map grows a little bit more in complexity every time, you start to realize your rail stations are totally inefficient, and you need to perfectly organize every single level in order for everything to keep moving. And even when clogs happen, it becomes a nightmare of logistics, and I love it. So let's finish off with this last level here. We'll place this, this, and this, because we know that's going to be a drop-off, and that's going to be a drop-off. If we know what the rail is going to have to come through, we're going to have to start with the pickup and move down here, doing a little bit of a turn with a click and drag. Okay, that didn't work off as well as I wanted, but it's fine. Do this, move it around. Once you get the hang of... Whoop, there we go. Once you get the hang of the clicking and dragging of the track system, it's not actually that difficult to control, but, you know, it can be just a tiny bit fiddly at times. So, okay, we have our new train set up. Pick up our old train, move it over here. Now we've got pink cargo moving around. We can then see that the yellow cargo is now being moved around there. We'll worry about what happens when this pink cargo starts to get clogged, or the train doesn't have, I don't know, nearly enough whatever it needs to get things moving along. But as you can see, it can and will become a jumbled mess of cargo and train tracks. I love it. Absolutely. And this is just I think it's just a Game Jam version. I think it's been refined a little bit. But there's talks. I think there's talks in the description of the game page. And actually, not even talks. I think they're doing it. They're developing a proper full game of this, and I'm very interested in checking that out when it is done. And if you have any interest in this, the link to it will be in the description below. There we are. New spot, new places to go, because the yellow is all clogged now, and we can't do pink. I mean, we can do a little bit of pink now. We can't do any pink. So now we have to worry about over here. So now I have to worry about this. And if I'm too slow with this area, then this stuff is going to start slowing down. It is a beautiful cacophony of trains and tracks. And if any of that interests you, again, link in the description below. My name is Ben Dark Arts, and oh boy, we have just scratched the surface. This game actually has quite a little bit in it, so yeah, this'll take about a good couple hours to beat, and it's worth it.